Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds for a subscriber show. I'm joined by my good friend Danny Rumsey. I'm going to drop the link to have a chinwag if you want to come on. Try to see how busy it is. 5 or 10 minutes a person, depending on demand. I'm not a very popular guy, so you might be a bit longer. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, come on, have a chat. All things Leeds. You know me, I like to do a bit of a late night live, so yeah, we'll get stuck into what's been going on at Leeds, transfer debacles, people going out more than coming in. We can touch on Harrogate game if you want, and look ahead to the Wednesday game. But before we get into it, I'll just hand you over to Danny. He's got something else to say, mate. You all right, pal?
Yeah, not too bad. Congratulations on the 800, Matty.
Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone in chat.
And
thank you.
Anyone in chat that's going to the game or watching on TV on Sunday, there's a young kid, 10-year-old, passed away in December. His dad will be at the game on Sunday, and the 10-year-old is called Bamford. His dad wants all Leeds fans on the 10th minute to sing out loud, do, 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 Jaden Bamford. So if we could all do that, everything else, it'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. I'll be there. I'll definitely be doing it, mate. Hopefully it gets a good reception. Normally does at Ellen Road, mate. Fans always get behind anything put on that big screen. So yeah, that'll be good for absolute tragedy. But hopefully the Ellen Road can come together and give that family something to smile about, if not just for a couple of minutes. Get through these comments. Smash the like and subscribe. Cheers, Danny. Foster MOT. Hey up, son. Hello, Dad. Excited for the stream. Hope you're okay, my mate. Hey up, Mark. Hey up, Justin, lad. Wilco White says congratulations at 800, pal. You're a star and deserve it, mate. I'm not sure about a star, mate. I'm more of a circle, but thank you. Much appreciated. Cheers, everyone. I'm absolutely buzzing, to be fair. I never thought anyone would give two shits, let alone 800 of you. You must be all fucking crazy. I know Leeds fans are crazy, but 800 of you are definitely crazy. Love it. Right, so I'm going to bang the link in the chat. Like I say, first come, first serve. Just get in the queue, wait your turn, and come and waffle on with Leeds United with us two fine men. Right, it's in the chat now. And yeah, we'll see who comes in first. My money's on Sean Healy popping in first. What are you saying?
Yeah, probably Sean or Matt Leeds, one of them two.
Yeah, one of them two. Hopefully they're both in. But yeah, mate, it's say we'll get stuck into it about transfers and stuff, but at the minute it's more outgoings than incomings, isn't it, Danny?
It is, yeah. Charlie Crew tonight signed for Doncaster season, rest of the season loan. Joffrey wasn't in the team on Saturday because he was in London having a medical for Hull. Still nothing heard on that yet, but yeah.
Nah, it's all good, mate. These youngsters need to go out and get some football, mate, in men's football, don't they? So
they do.
For development. Right, look who it is. Just like magic, it's Sean.
Hey.
Always number one.
Always number one, mate. How are you doing, Sean?
Great, how are you, lads?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, well done, Dave. Again, mate.
Thanks, Sean, mate. Your support's always appreciated, you know that. Thanks for all support you give me, all messages you give me, and all, words of encouragement. I need it sometimes, so no, much appreciated, mate. How are you feeling, mate? I want people to come in with some juicy topics to speak about. I waffle on a lot, Sean, you know me, so the floor is yours. What do you want to discuss? What's on your mind? Transfers, Wednesday, Harrogate. What are you thinking?
I really thought Ampadu struggled last week
against Harrogate.
Against Harrogate there. I really did. I thought he gets the ball away a lot. Which is why I've always preferred Tanakin and Rotwell in centre mid, because they do get the ball away, obviously, but they don't give it away half as much as Ampadu tends to do. And I still think he's got into that habit again now of
slowing it down,
slowing the game down again. And he does all his hand gestures and stuff like that as they got trying to slow the game down.
Does this further the not Fark out, but you know that Fark really, really pisses you off at times, doesn't he, Sean? Is this another string to his pissing Sean off pole that he keeps playing Ampadu every game?
Yeah, probably.
So he's not doing himself no favours, is he?
Yeah, I think we're going to struggle getting players in.
You think?
He's playing his so-called favourites that he has, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's one of them.
It's going to be tricky to get players in.
It is, especially lone players, Sean, isn't it? Because they look at that side and they know It's going to be difficult, mate. Like I say, lone players. We saw last season. I know this season he's given his bench plays a lot more minutes. He trusts his bench and he's scored a lot more this season than he did last season. But we've seen with Farker, he's not. I don't think he particularly likes change, Sean. And I think whoever comes indoor, if anybody, which I do think there'll be one or two, mate, they're going to find it hard to nail down a spot.
Yeah, they will.
It's not only that, they're going to take a few weeks to get up to speed as well, aren't they?
Well, yeah, potentially. It depends who we bring in, doesn't it? I mean, if it's a lone player, probably, yeah. I mean, some of these teams around us are bringing in players who are good to go now. You know, is it Burnley or Sunderland who are interested in Morgan Whittaker, players like that? You know, they're going to come in and fire straight away for our rivals, aren't they? It depends who we're looking at.
Yeah.
Like, if we get someone like Morgan Whittaker in, he's not going to do well then in the Premier League.
Maybe
it's
not.
That
we spend money on players then just to get us up, but then we're spending more money again in the Premier League.
Yeah. Who's better, Sean, Tanaka or Ampadu? Silly question.
Oh, that's a silly question. Has to be Tanaka.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I just think he's probably my favourite player since Pablo. He's my favourite player since Pablo. You know
Is it? Yeah, I can see why, mate. He's an absolute baller, and he's one of the few that that you have no worries about making the step up to Premier League for me. He's one of them, innit? He's ready-made, Sean. He's ready-made. Ahead of the Sheffield Wednesday game, what kind of team are you expecting to see? Are you expecting him to revert back to what we saw for the league games? Are you expecting to see your Solomons, your James, your Piddos up top, your Aronsons at 10? Do you reckon he'll just revert back to what we normally see?
I'll tell you, go back to his normal league team, whatever. That his first team, if you want to call it that, you know what I mean? And I still think Darlow could start.
That's the main talking point, isn't it? That's the main one.
Because I don't think he's going to... I understand people's point about kind of backing Leslie, but he's not going to absolutely slate him either in the press conference. He's going to destroy him even more, like, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I am, Sean. I mean, people are reading a bit too much into it, I think.
Yeah.
Like you say, it sort of ripped into him a little bit, as in terms of what he'd done this season without being too personal. Just, you know, he had to... Professionally, he sort of said he hadn't been up to it and he hadn't been playing too well, which is fair enough. So he did give him, you know, he went in quite hard, but then he did rein it back, didn't he? And sort of, you know, spared his blushes with some nice comments towards the end, which has sort of made everyone think he isn't getting dropped. But I know it was League Two opposition, Sean, but I do think Darlow did all he could do to guarantee that shirt. He couldn't do much more than he did. And I know it's easy to say Meslier out, but do you think Darlow's the answer?
I think he had to see him after a couple of games, but from what I've seen against him, it was against League Two, but you're still going to face the same type of shots. You know, a similar type of shots. The Dwayne came off the line there, and just committed rather than doing it and then going, oh shit, basically.
No, like you say, mate. You know, he weren't facing clinical, top quality players, but a shot's a shot. You know, a bloke running through on a goal, still a bloke running through on a goal, and he come out and he didn't hesitate, no matter who that was running on. You know, that one in particular where the ball got played on top, he did really well. And for me, he just showed that little bit of experience. What Meslier, even though he's played 200 games, probably just hadn't quite got that maturity that comes only with age, no matter how many games you play, Sean. And like even Adam said, I now predict Darlow will start, which, you know, Adam was on the show other night, and I'm quite surprised Adam said that. I really am surprised. So hopefully,
I want Darlow to start, but I actually think he starts Meslier.
I do now, Danny. I've sort of changed my mind. I think he goes Meslier. I think we all want Darlow. I think, you know what's changed my mind? Because I said Darlow will be in for a few weeks. The fact that he were on the bench, Meslier on the bench for the cup game, has sort of made me think, lads, that he's going to start. Where do you want to see a strengthen, Sean? So touching back up window, whether you think we will or not, if you had to hone in on, because say we only get one player, what positions are most critical now? Goalkeeper, 10 or 9? If you had to pick one, Sean.
Well, I think goalkeeper's okay. For the championship.
I think we've got enough.
Okay. It's enough for the championship, I think. Whereas are you saying 9 that can play as a 10? Because you need kind of both.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Wow, look at these chats coming here, Sean. Look, 9.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying a 9. Everybody's saying a 9.
Yes, I think especially.
Look at this one.
That's the goal scoring. Mark, we've got one. It's called Medley.
Yeah, Paul Robinson.
That's class.
Paul Robinson back.
Yeah, Justin. Yeah, no, Adam said a 10. Lord Shergaff wants a 15. I love that. Yeah. I'm very much same as you, Sean. I think if it's a couple of positions, I'd say definitely a keeper and one of a 10 or a 9. I'm not too bothered which, because you know what it is. I think if everyone stays fit, we've got enough in 9 department. The 10,
do you think we've got enough at centre back? Right centre back?
I think Robert stays.
Yeah, but Warbur's a left centre back.
Do you know what I'll say with that, Danny? I am, because Ampadu can do an all right job there with enough games alongside Strauch. But what I will say is, after seeing Gilavogi fill in there, don't want to see that anymore, pal.
That's what I'm thinking, because a lot of them that we've been linked to have been defenders. This is what's making me think you're looking at a centre back that can play a couple of positions.
Yeah. I think that's what will happen. I think it might be right, Danny. He probably will be a centre back, but I don't think we need it though.
No, I don't think we need it, but
I love Mark. Mark, your class. Bamford can't even get leaving right.
Yeah. I was listening later on, seeing the Bamford, Blackburn were looking at.
Yeah, I know. It's I think Eustace has even said they've actually come out, Blackburn, haven't they, Sean, and said he's actually on their list.
Yeah, he's on a list of 10 and Bamford's 11.
Honestly, I can't. Honestly, it sounds wild, but I think he stays at Leeds regardless of who comes in for him. But I just can't believe anybody other than Leeds would even look at Bamford. Like, I just think it's so wild for anybody to even. You know, how does a manager go to his owners or, you know, and say, I need some money? Why are you thinking of buying Patrick Bamford? How's anyone gonna rubber stamp that? How does anybody rubber stamp that? You know, whoever signs that off must have signed JKA transfer off as well at Leeds. It's just mental.
Clean would have done that.
It's wild, man. I just don't understand it. But I mean, it's nice to see him linked. It's really nice to see him linked with a move away. The problem is, Danny, he's currently injured, isn't he? He's currently injured.
Currently injured, and he's got 18 months left. If we get promoted, he goes back up to his Premiership wages and a 20% bonus.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I can
see
what he wants to do.
Seriously got injured because I think he knew he didn't feel he might be sold, so he's pulled that. Oh yeah, nobody's gonna buy him if he's injured.
I saw Sean on Wilco White's. He did a video about it today, so go check that out. And he mentions a bit about Bamford. I think he's on transfer market at about €4 million or something, which is about £3 million or something. I just don't see anyone buying him. I feel like the only way to get him out right now would be a loan in January, maybe with an obligation, or he runs his contract out for another 18 months and then leaves him free, which I think's what happens with him.
For me, him going out on loan in January, is it going to be worth it? Because we're going to pay half. Say if we pay half of his wages and he gets injured, so we're paying him for not playing football anyway. Might as well just keep him at club.
Yeah, I know, but if you can half his wages, though, you might be able to bring someone in on loan who can have that other half. Do you know what I mean? I do get what you're saying, though. If you paid him anything, keep him. But for me, if someone takes half his wage, 17 or 18 grand a week, then we can maybe get someone in for that. And
it's not only that; it's all right us saying, "Yeah, get rid of him." The club say, "Yeah, we'll sell him." It's whether Bamford says yeah or not.
Yeah, no.
I just took him out.
Have you seen? Did you see yesterday about? Is it Atlanta in MLS looking at Latte Laffer 20 million?
Yeah.
That just prices us. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's 26 is Latte Lam. Whether he's coming to Leeds or not, I don't think at 26 you want to be going to MLS. I know money talks and all that. And we'll have to see. But even if he turns that move down, that's the kind of money it'd take to get a player like that, lads. Do you ever see Leeds spending in January 20 million, 18, 15 to 20 million on a striker when we've got Pirro and Joseph and Bamford?
I don't think Leeds are going to spend £15 on a striker. Never mind 15 million.
Yeah, I have to agree. At minute, it's it's really bad. Let me read this from Adam. We desperately need a defender for the squad. We have 6 defenders he trusts in total. with Ampadu in midfield and Schmidt not trusted. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see Adam about Schmidt. Isn't it? Is he now trusted, or was that just a game where he had to play him and that's that? Or do you see Sean? Do you see Schmidt now getting more game time, or do you think it was just one of them where he had to play because it's FA Cup?
I think he did extremely well. I know it was against Argentine, whatever, but I still think the way he was looking for the ball, he kept looking for the ball and making the runs.
Did he do extremely well though, Sean, or is it one of them where because you've wanted to see him so long and you like him, you're pushing the fact he played better more than he actually did? Because for me, he was solid, he was okay, but he didn't beat his left back. He didn't. Do you know what I mean? I'm comparing him to Bogle. He didn't give as much as Bogle. And yes, he isn't match sharp, but he also would have massive drop down in quality against the League Two side. I thought it was good, but like yourself, I've heard a lot of people say he was brilliant. He was one of the best players. He did extremely well. And I ain't too sure, Sean. I think he played good. Is that harsh?
Do
you think?
I think it's a little bit because, I think he did look good going forward.
Yeah.
He did get forward. I thought he did look good.
He's decisively quick as well.
Yeah, he's quick. He's absolutely rapid.
I just think he cut in quite a lot, He tended to go to his man and then stop and pass sideways. If you know what I mean. I don't think you're going to see him starting the games anytime soon. But it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to see him get when he makes these subs on 70 minutes. It'd be nice now if he can be sort of brought into that mold where he can start getting regular 15, 20 minutes, which we always say isn't enough. But for Schmidt, I'm sure he'd take that right now because he's been getting fuck all, hasn't he, since he's been here. So I'm hoping the 70th minute sub will soon be Schmidt. Because, I mean, how long can Byram keep? I mean, Byram's done extremely well for playing that role.
And not only that, you can bring Schmidt on in any position.
Yeah.
Well, he's played them all. You know what I mean? So
maybe he's our new striker.
Well, he's played striker, hasn't he? He's played every position apart from goalkeeper.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's played centre mid, left wing, right wing.
He's played centre half as well.
Has he?
Mm.
Can almost been sleeping on that one. Don't surprise me, fair enough. Right, well, Sean, I've got Matt Leeds in the background, so hang around.
Sean,
we'll see how it goes at the end.
Sean, before you go, score prediction for Sunday.
Wild, Justin.
2-1. I think maybe 2-1 Wednesday. I think
2-1 Wednesday.
I think we might struggle.
Jesus.
Sean,
I'm even going for a Leeds win, and that's not like me.
Sean, I'll take that back. Do not hang around in there. I love you, mate. Wow. 2-1 Wednesday. Seriously.
I think especially if Meslier starts. See, a couple of years ago, we played against Wednesday with your man Vesterveld in goal. And he got peppered, he did. With the crosses and everything. He kept dropping everything. I just have a thing in my head that we just see the same team with Wednesday.
I can't see us losing it, me, but I can see us conceding. I never
have a game plan to absolutely pepper Meslier with crosses and shots and everything, because he's struggling at the moment.
Yeah, well, let's be fair, Sean. If when we line up against Wednesday on a weekend, when that team sheet comes out, if they see Meliers on it, their performance could raise percentiles, mate, just by seeing him in net,
That's what I'm thinking.
Barry Bannon will be rubbing his hands. What are you thinking? I put a free kick on him, that's it.
Yeah, I just think that the game plan absolutely pepper the crosses, shots, the whole lot. Because they know what the fan base, that's stupid. They know what the fan base is doing at the moment. They're kind of the way they're acting towards Meslier and whatever. I think especially with being a local derby, and they look their game for a local derby as well.
Yeah, and if we start off too cold, mate, that's the worry.
It's a lunchtime kickoff.
Yeah, we never do well.
Don't remind me. Atmosphere at lunchtime kickoff so flat. It really is. It's not ideal at all. Derby, you want it to be late on. You want at the very earliest a 3 o'clock kickoff. But even a nighttime game, it'd be a lot more intense. But yeah, we need to try and match that intensity because they're definitely going to bring it. They really will. I know it's Ellen Road, so I have no qualms. We won't beat them. I think we'll be fine. But
and I also like the Sheffield Wednesday manager as well.
Decent, mate. Decent
very
manager,
good
Danny Roll.
manager.
Danny Roll. He is. I don't think he'll be at Wednesday after this season. You know, I know they're not doing great. I know they're not doing great this season, but his style of football, a lot of managers we saw Company, he got relegated, mate, and he moved to Bayern. So it's all about style.
I think it's for the players.
We've all said John Eustace will be going up to an higher club or he's got an higher ceiling. It'd be even higher if he buyed Patrick Bamford. He'll be gone quicker.
But I'm saying it now. If John Eustace signs Bamford, he'll start playing for England again.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm joking, honestly. And on that note, we'll end it there. But yeah, right, Sean, I'm going to let you go. Hang around and we'll see if we bring in an end.
Oh, as always.
Cheers, Sean. Thanks, mate. Bye-bye, buddy. Right, then bring Matty. Hi up, Matt.
Hey, guys.
Good afternoon, Matt.
I'm all right.
All right, or brilliant. You're brilliant. I see what I say. It's mid-Jan. We can only be all right in mid-Jan, can't we, Matt?
Mind you, though, I think it's early morning where Matt is. I think he might be a bit tired.
Yeah, it's about to be 9 a.m. So
yeah,
I think I woke up like a half an hour ago. So it's all right.
Wow. So when Leeds play, Matt, do you have to set your alarm and wake up midnight, like middle of the night?
Yeah, normally. It's between like 12, like the 12-1-2 kickoffs are all right, but then when it gets like 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm like, okay, I'll sleep.
Same with the 8 o'clock kickoffs.
I say I'm quite a big fan. I am a huge fan, but I got quite into Toronto Maple Leafs in NHL a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I got a couple of jerseys. I like a new sport to me, ice hockey, and I really took to it. And that first season a couple of years ago, when I got into, I was setting my alarm for like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, waking up midnight and watching it. And the problem with that is, like 3 or 4 games a fucking week. I went absolutely, after about 2 months, I was dead. So then it ended up where then I just, instead of going on social media, I just get up and I put YouTube highlights on and I watch them all in about 8 minutes instead, because I was up for like 3 hours a night watching ice hockey. So I sort of get it, although I weren't in love with them as much as you are, Leeds, mate. So it's one of them. But yeah, crazy. I'm going to let you answer this one anyway, mate, because I've got a question here, Matt. What do you reckon? What skips us here? Who do you think in our squad would command the biggest transfer fee currently?
Oh, currently,
yeah.
Currently, it depends on. I'd probably if we sign him permanently, Solomon, I think he will, because I think he has a high ceiling. And if we can get him for 10 million, I mean, that's like, if we go, that's an absolute bargain. We should take that easy.
Is that what they're saying, Matt?
Yeah, 10 million, yeah.
Fuck.
Because it's part of the Archie Gray deal. Like, it's like 10 mil.
Knocked off of their payments that they owe us.
What's that like?
For me, the one with the highest ceiling, I think he would get more money for his Tanaka.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I do agree with that. How are you feeling about Joffrey and Crew going out? Are you happy for them both, Paul? Decent move, that.
Yeah. I'm happy for, like, because Joffrey needed this for ages. Joffrey's needed this for ages.
He needed it about 2 years ago, didn't he, Matt?
Yeah.
You know what it is with Joffrey? I feel like don't matter where he plays, unless I play him in a front two, I just don't see it working me. I mean, I remember when I went to Sunderland, he was supposed to be partnering, I think, Ross Stewart up front, and he got injured, and then it meant he had to spearhead Sunderland's attack, which was too much pressure. He ain't a lone man up front. I feel like I don't really know what Hull play, even though I've just played him. But hopefully they play with 2 up top or someone just off a striker, because he needs good game time, but he also needs to be played in his right position. And please, Matt, what is his position? This is his problem.
He got asked did Joffrey. They said to him, "What are you?" He said, "I'm a 9/10, but prefer the 10."
Really? Yeah. Well, I just you look at us. You know, last couple of seasons as 10's been, until Georgia nailed it down last season. It's sort of been a bit of a problem, and he hasn't been able to get anywhere near it, even as a sub. So I don't know if he's just not at it. I don't know if it's just. There's always too much pressure at Leeds. We either try to stay in Premier League or we try to get promoted to Premier League, aren't we? So he falls to the wayside a little bit, doesn't he, Matt? Some of those players, it's too much of a step for them, or too much of a risk for someone like Farke, a player, Joffrey, maybe.
I mean, he's playing Joseph, so I wouldn't say it's a risk if you give him a couple of games, like minutes off the bench. I'm saying not start, of course. But if you're going to play Joseph, then I'm surprised he hasn't actually given Joffrey a chance. You know, at some point. It
seems wild, doesn't it? Because you could say when we were in Premier League that season when Joffrey we're having massive impact on certain games, mate. You could say we're having more of an impact than Joseph currently is, to a degree.
I mean, people at that time were saying start him over Rodrigo.
Yeah,
true. How are you feeling about the upcoming game against Wednesday, pal?
It's a bit nervous, especially with like this whole the window, especially we've done nothing. This is just a classic Leeds. We'll lose or something, and then it will get even worse. It's something that would happen to us. But
I know. No injuries, hopefully, mate. Hopefully no more injuries, and hopefully
that comes in February.
Once it closes.
Yeah.
It's I think Wednesday's a tough game. I always tip 3-0. I always tip a really good home win, but it's going to be a tough one. I think we'll win game, but I am a bit nervous about things at the minute. I've gone from being high as a kite to being quite low to being high as a kite again, and then those last couple of performances have sort of winded me a little bit. And the transfer window, you know what it is with transfer window as well, pal. I don't think we necessarily need anybody to go up. I think we'll go up anyway, but I just think it's too tight as it is currently, and with everybody around us strengthening or being rumoured to strengthen, I think that's what's getting me a little bit concerned. Do you know what I mean? Because they link with some good players as well.
You see, everybody's saying Sheffield United's getting players in. They're getting players in for the players that they've already got out that are going to be out for the rest of the season. So really, they still need to strengthen anyway.
Oh no, I know.
On top of what they're getting, but
Suter and Arblaster have been out for a fair few weeks now, and they're still up as arse. Do you know what I mean? And now they're going to strengthen. So I know they're only replacing a couple that have left or gone out, but they're still up as arse as it is currently. So they're going to strengthen. I just don't want to get left behind. It's a massive worry. Like everyone's saying in chat, we sit still and we're too slow. As you know, Matt, there's plenty of games in January. If you can get your deals done early, these guys can either impact it from them off, or that January is a bedding in period, and then come February, they're flying out there.
Yeah. I mean, you look at signings people will laugh at the moment, like Ashley Barnes, but he'll win them a couple of points. He'll win them a couple of important points.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What's your do you have the same consensus as most of the chat? A 9 is probably the most important, or do you look elsewhere?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would have more trust in Bamford going on a run and helping us than Joseph, because he just can't finish. Like at least Bamford's been there. You've seen him. Bamford just needs that one goal, and then he'll just
but Bamford can't finish.
Currently, he can't, mate. No, I just don't know if he's got the legs anymore, mate. And even if he could. If he came in and did a job, he's no longevity to it anymore, is there? I'd love to be proven wrong with that, but I just don't ever see him going on a run of games, let alone a run of goals.
We all know if Bamford was fit and firing and hadn't had injuries for a long time, he'd be the starting number 9. We all know that.
Would he be still in the Prem?
Yeah, 100%. What's your score prediction for weekend, Matt?
1-0. I think we'll get a clean sheet. I'm hoping for a clean sheet. And especially if Melia is in goal, it'll be nice to just get a clean sheet, He makes one big save and we're like, yes, we're back.
He needs that though, doesn't he? Because I remember when he made that howler against Sunderland, it was Sheffield. It was the red side of Sheffield we faced his first game back, and that defensive line and that midfield really shored up, and he didn't have note to do, which we were all surprised at, because we all thought Sheffield United were going to, be a massive threat to us in that game. There wasn't, and a lot of those outfield plays really as a collective made sure he had not much to do. We could really do with something again, because I've got an inkling he starts, and if he does, we've got to hope he can go on a quiet run of a couple of games without many shots in him, because we've seen it before, man. We went 3 or 4 games earlier in the season where nobody were getting any shots on target, and that's what we need now to build his confidence back up, because I tell you what, if he's peppered, it's going to be a struggle for him, mate, because he's always got a couple of dodgy coming out for crosses. He looks nervous. He's only going to be more nervous, Matt, after that than he ever has been, if we're honest.
Yeah. He's still a very people forget how young he is for a keeper, especially. He has so much time. So him being a second choice keeper wouldn't be a bad thing at his age. He's...
No, I agree. I'd like to have seen him, maybe that season we went down after he got dropped by Allardyce. It'd have been nice if we'd have got... we got Darlow, and I thought he was going to be number 1, to be honest, but he really needs someone to look up to, someone to learn off, and he's never really had that, has he, Matt? He's sort of been left hung out to dry this whole Leeds career. Whenever he's made a blunder or there's a lot of pressure on him, he's always just been there every week, fronting up, having to crack on, and he's never had anyone pushing him. I don't feel. I really don't.
I don't.
You can say that about You can say that about a lot of Leeds players recently. Like they've been all hung out to dry, basically. Most the older ones, especially.
You could even now though. Luckily for Aronson's playing quite well. But you could see Aronson as well. I mean, if Aronson was out of form and he has been this season, there's no one else to really play there. I think there is, but Farker doesn't. There's no one else to play there, so he's got to play through his bad form as well. Just like Millie has had to play through his bad form, and sometimes it's quite an unforgiving place, Ellen Road, lads and Leeds fans, isn't it? To try and play through adversity. Sometimes it can be a massive weight on your shoulders, and I don't know if Millie has got the character for it. That's my issue with Millie. His mentality, I'm not too sure. But I want to be
I've got a question for Matt, and I know what his answer will probably be. If Nonto, if a bid comes in for Nonto, would you let him go, Matt?
I mean, I'll say 15 mil plus, yes. He's fourth choice at the moment. I mean, 15 mil plus for a fourth choice winger. Snap your hand off.
Yeah, I'm saying
because I just don't know what's happened to Nonto. He's kind of just been on a downward trajectory ever since we went. Like he was supposed to be the man, and then Somerville was the man, and then this season he was supposed to be the man again, and then he wasn't again. Do you think he thinks, oh, I'm too good for the championship?
I don't know. I don't know what he thinks. I just think he's just out of form and he just can't get it going. And a lot of people talk about this mentality issue with him, talk about that he thought he was the guy, and it's quite evident he's not the guy, and he's struggling with all that. I just don't know. I don't think it helps that he's been overtaken by two absolute, worldies at this level on the wings. I don't think he expected to be down the pecking order. I feel like any bad form he's got, he will have expected to play every game, play through the form. And Sean at Wilco Weiss did a great video earlier, and I can't remember the minutes it was, but he's played a hell of a lot of minutes with Willie Nonto, and he's actually got a decent return. I mean, I think his goals and assists aren't too bad combined. When you look at the stats, he's got a 7.3 rating overall. It's in the green. His stats don't look too bad, but to the eye test, Matt, he just don't look at it, does he? Off the eye test.
Yeah, he just doesn't. When could you say his last good performance was? It was a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, that goal against Swansea, that sticks out because, he obviously got us that win late on. But yeah, I can't pinpoint a game, mate, but I would say, I bet it's been a good 2 months. 2 months of him sort of just going through the motions. I just feel like it's not, you know what it is? I just don't feel like he's the kind of player that can impact off at bench. We haven't seen that where we know Dan James can. We know, and we know, Solomon has and Pirro has. These players have come on off at bench at times this season, won us points, and now are starters for that reason. Your likes of your Joseph, your Ramazani, your Nonto, we're still to see them play 20 minutes end of a game and come on and get us points really off the bench. When they start doing that, then maybe they start challenging for their for the start. Because at the minute, I don't see how Nonto gets in this team without an injury, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anything to add, pal?
No, not really, no.
Please go and check out Matt Leeds' channel as well. Decent lad, always up at middle of fucking night watching this great club of ours. Don't know how lucky we all are that we live in Leeds or live in England. But yeah, can't imagine being in Australia, mate, loving Leeds so much. I've got to get up at that time. So they're already annoying me so much about having to watch me middle of fucking night, Matt. So fair play to you, my mate.
Yeah.
Take care, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you. See ya.
Cheers, Matt.
See you later, my mate. One sec.
Yeah.
It might not be Danny, but I'm just sending you a message in there. Yeah. Just read that in figures. Right then, I've got Lord Shiogoraf, my good friend. Hiya, mate.
Good evening. How are we? All right.
I'm good. Are you well? Are you good?
Yeah,
Matty,
good.
Matty, it wasn't me. My TV's on zero.
Fair enough, mate. Happy days. I'll take that then, mate. It must be a bit of noise off my mic or something. Right. Mark Sutherland says, like and subscribe. Yes, please do.
Yep.
Stick a like and a sub on, please. Right. Mr. Lord Shiogoraf, it's lovely to see your face again. I hope you're well.
Yeah,
Let's talk Leeds United. What's on your mind in the Leeds world?
I'm still in my calm mood. I just don't see the big stress about it. If we buy someone, we're not going to get in 10. There's not a 10 out there to buy, to be honest with you. Unless you're paying over the odds, which we aren't going to do. Number 9s, well, compared to Bamford, I'd get me boots out, let's be honest about it. I don't see a big panic. Maybe a centre-back just as a backup for Rude on side.
What's the main position you see as needing to strengthen this January? If you've got to only pick one or two, what's your most concern?
I'd probably say the 9, if anything.
For me, it's a left back.
I'm not sure, Danny.
Oh no, we've got Furfu back fit again now. Barham.
Yeah, no, but he might be back fit. He might be back fit. It just depends whether his head's going to be turned.
But we've got 3 or 4 fit ones there. Even Vuba, he can cover when he's fit again, can't he?
Yeah, but he's always out with a bad knee, isn't he?
I think between them, we've got enough cover there, me personally. Especially now Schmidt's had some minutes because he can fill in there as well.
Yeah. When they're all fit, we've got 4 left backs potentially.
Plus, if it comes to it and we're really struggling, Gruev's played there as well for Bulgaria, so.
So that's good to see Gruev back. He'll be bigger help.
That was a massive shock, that wasn't it, Lord Shigo? I don't know how you feel about that, but that was a massive shock seeing Gruev on bench, but then seeing him come on as well. He's way ahead of schedule.
I was pleasantly surprised because
meant to be back March, wasn't he?
I think back to the start of the season, out of the 2 midfielders, him and Ampadu, Gruev was the better player of the 2.
I agree.
So I saw him as a really big loss, Yeah,
like you say, that first month of season, he was definitely the best of the 2 by some distance, and I don't know if that was due to Ampadu, maybe a bit of drop of form on his part or what, but I've always thought Gruev's a very capable player. He's always been one of my favourites. He's steady on ball, very safe, but let's be fair, he's a Farker kind of player, isn't he, Lord? And that's probably. Yeah. I always say he's not going to get back inside now, but I said that about Ampadu. Is he a little twist to come? Is he a little twist to come with Gruev somehow getting minutes? Because if he's on bench, I don't see him not getting minutes, if I'm honest.
Well, I think the one he'll suffer for is Rothwell being the loanee.
I agree.
I can see away games where he comes in, him and Ampadu in away games.
Yeah. I just think that's give Farker more rotation options for the midfield now. That's so he's got wing and midfield covered.
Yeah, it's gonna work. A lot of Leeds fans, if we line up in a couple of weeks with Gruev and Ampadu in midfield, I know that for a fact. It's gonna really piss a lot of people off. But how do you feel after a few months? I know you're quite chilled. To be fair, every time I see your comments, you don't get too high when we win. You don't get too low when we lose. You are quite chilled with a lot of subjects. We know in the Leeds sphere, mate, a lot of it pops off, and there's a lot of negative stuff out there which we read on the daily. Now we've had a bit of dust to settle over a week now for the goalkeeping mistake by Melier at Hull. How are you feeling going into Wednesday now? With obviously Darlow coming in, didn't have loads to do, but did okay. How's your head with the whole Melier debacle, Paul?
I think that's gone for me now. It's done and dusted. I think Darlow and Melier, the situation's passed now. It's just in the fans' minds now. And they're the ones that be putting the pressure on Melier and Darlow in the crowd. I think for the players themselves, they've done their training sessions. They've gone through this, work about this and that with other people, and that's it. That's sorted.
Who do you think he starts? Like
many, I hope he starts with Darlow, but I've got a sneaking feeling he will start with Melier.
Yeah, I mean, do you think leaving Melier out is detrimental, to his own confidence, or do you feel like taking him out could build his confidence behind the scenes, take him out of firing line, or do you feel like sometimes you need to just play yourself into form, or do you reckon as a goalkeeper that's quite a hard thing to do? What do you think?
I just think that's the fan response. That's why I'd keep Melier out for now, because the slightest little hint of an error, they'll be on his back straight away, won't they?
Yeah, that's my worry, mate. That's my worry.
And for me, if he does catch one and stuff like that, that'll just 100%.
For me, reason why I don't think he drops mentally is because he's more of a saleable asset than what Darlow is.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's why he plays him.
Yeah, I just don't see him worrying about it this month.
I mean, what they don't want to do is leave Melier now on bench for the rest of the season, and then end up there. I would though, mate. To be fair, I'd love Darlow to come in and take it by storm and keep that position, but I don't see it.
If Darlow plays well, keep him in. What the hell? You can't drop a man just keep clean sheets, can you?
No, you can't, mate.
I just think there'll be that time when Melier might get the next round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, no, fair.
So,
are you? We'll touch on Joffrey again and Charlie Crew. Are you happy to see these two young lads go out and play football, buddy?
Yeah, they need football because I was always a big fan of Joffrey, still am, but he was sort of half ruined by Marsh, and everyone after him just didn't have any trust in him. But he played well for Leeds in the Premier League. He played well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, mate. Yeah.
Let's not forget that little jig he done around the Brighton penalty area when we got that strike equaliser in the last minute. We just survived, That wasn't a championship level.
No.
Forward,
If you'd have said, mate, wouldn't you, 4 years ago when he were coming on and impacting games at Premier League, if you'd have said 4 years later we'll be a season and a half in Championship and he ain't getting no games at all, he's not even making match day squad, I'd have told you to piss off. 4 years ago, I was saying he'd be an England international one day. Honestly, I thought he'd go to the top of the game, Joffrey. I did not foresee this as his future at all, going to Hull. I just didn't see it.
No, I just think he's been totally mismanaged, to be honest with you. Since that season, he's been. I don't get the lack of trust in him because he's never let us down on the pitch, has he? You know. And
have you ever heard of any misdemeanors off the pitch? Never heard of anything at training. No. Never heard of him kicking off. Never.
About him, do you? Don't hear nothing about him.
Nothing. And whenever I go to games and you see him at half time come on and they're doing the sprints and they're doing the warm ups, honestly, mate, he is busting a nut more than anybody else warming up for a game, knowing full well he's probably not going to get any minutes. At all. Yeah. It's going to take that full front line to come off before he even gets a chance. So, poor bugger needs to go out and play football. Do I think Hull's a good move for him? I probably do, Yeah, they're not the
probably would be good. He ain't got a move house or anything. It's just down the
exactly. Location-wise, it's perfect in it, and they probably you'd like to think he's going to get minutes there as well.
Not only that as well, his mum still lives in Wigan, so he likes to be close to his mum, so it's still straight up M62, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not a bad move for him at all, geographically or professionally. I feel like with Charlie Crew as well, I was really surprised he'd gone down to League Two. I thought that was a little bit low, but he'll get game time, and it's going to be he's going to get kicked to death in midfield against some of those buggers in League Two, and he's going to get a right introduction to men's football.
Well, with Crew, also he was going to get a game on against Harrogate rather than picking Guilavogui. I'd have preferred to play Crew. I mean, Guilavogui only there as a backup anyway, so why he got the full 90 minutes in the wrong position, I don't know, but I would have picked Crew for that one.
I think they haven't played him in that game, mate, because they knew we were going to after this week. That's probably the reason.
I just think, that could be another case. We could end up losing Crew because we misused him, I mean, he's made the Welsh international first teams, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, his loan deal's just till the end of the season. There's no option to buy, no obligation to buy, so he'll be back anyway.
But say if he's on loan in League Two, he come back next season, he's a Premiership player.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bigger jump than what I'd have now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I sort of think they'll do what they do with a lot of players, top players like we've seen with Willie with Barry. He'll be in League Two, hopefully tear it up, come back to Leeds, hopefully in Premier League, and then maybe go out to a low-end Championship side next year. He's probably got a couple of seasons loans, I think, as Charlie Crew. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously, hopefully he'll have a career at Leeds. I don't feel like Joffrey will come back. If I'm honest, I feel like I know he's just a straight loan again. I don't feel like he's gonna get a sniff at Leeds, especially for him Prem. But I do see Charlie Crew coming back into fold. What do you see any more outgoings?
Joffrey's contract till 2027, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't think
we could see another few youngsters from the under-21s go out.
DeBayo, maybe.
Yeah,
like that.
I think he had a good
Chambers.
I thought he'd have been worth it. I'd give him a run out in the cup instead of Guilavogui centre back, to be honest with
you. DeBayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I messaged Danny through there because the programme got leaked on social media and they had DeBayo up front of the match day programme, so I would adamant he was starting.
I saw that online, yeah.
And then he was like, he wasn't even match day squad, so I thought, I don't know why that happened, but I read too much into it, I think, because I thought he was starting, but yeah, it's going to be interesting.
You see the players facing the front page of the FA Cup programme, you think we might have a chance of playing. Yeah, you're not just saying there's a pre-clue to one of our players who went playing, do you?
No, you don't. Right, chat. I keep putting the link in. Anybody else wants to come on for a chat? Come and have a chat. Loads of you in chat. Give it, speak in your mind. Come and get on here and speak it. Come on. I want to see you. Come on, front up. No one in particular, but come on. What else is on your mind, pal? Have you got what else you want to touch on while you're on?
Yeah, well, I think this week against the Wendy's will beat them 2-0. Maybe 3-0. I think we've got their numbers. We showed in the first game against them. I know they were near the bottom of the table then, but it's very much the similar squad team. Barry Bann will get hair in his eyes and he won't get a shoot straight anyway. So.
Can't believe he's still playing me. I honestly can't believe
I don't think half the Wednesday fans can, to be honest with you.
Honestly, technically such a good footballer, but surely his legs have gone now. Surely. He's like 47.
Yeah. What is he, 38, 39 or something?
Yeah, he's something like that, mate. Yeah.
I say his hair is gone, so his legs must have gone as well, really.
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game, that, because you'd expect him to sit back, try and catch on counter, but they can play football. When he's under Danny Roll, he's got players who aren't of a level really for me in this division. But he's got them playing decent stuff. They're just inconsistent because when you get them on a good day, mate, I've watched a couple of them this season. I've watched them play very poorly and get beaten. I've watched them play very well and pump a team. And it depends who turns up. And you know what it is with Leeds, we never get up for derbies like they get up for us. And that's always, that first 10 minutes you'll be able to tell what it is. But I think it'll be a tough one, mate. I think they'll come at it, and I think it'll be a proper blood and thunder Yorkshire derby.
Well,
and I hope it is.
You sort of think you want them to come at us, don't you? Because we won't have that dreaded low block to worry about. It'd
be nice. They'd be stupid to do that, though, wouldn't they? But hopefully they do. But anybody who gives it a go. But then again, I've Hull set another blueprint for people to look at. Just give it a go. You might score 3, but you're probably going to concede 3 as well. But I don't see Farker allowing another game like that to go about. To be fair,
as I mentioned, the Blackburn game when they equalised, the only time they really attacked us and they scored.
Yeah.
If they had done that for the 91 minutes, they might have got a win,
Yeah, no, true, mate, true.
But I would like to see Barndor go and join John Eustace at Blackburn.
You'd like him to?
Yeah, get him out of there.
Me too. Problem is, he got injured at the right time, didn't he, for him? Wrong time for everybody else. I think if he wasn't injured, I'd probably say he's going to go. I'm so surprised there's talk about someone looking at him, right? When you look at his injury record, mate, you think, who'd touch him? And he's injured currently. Why is anybody even thinking about taking him? I can't wait up.
I'd want a signal from his doctor to prove he is ill, to be honest with you. I just don't believe it. He's got this knack of being injured end of the season and transfer deadline.
I just can't get my head around it, honestly. I really can't get my head around that anybody would even look at him. But I'd love him to move on. And you know what it is? I'm not a Bamford fan, but I want him to go do well elsewhere. Even if you told me now we're going to make Leeds team and score 5-6 goals by the end of the season, I'm just not interested. Let someone else score those goals. I just want him gone now, and I want him to go play football elsewhere. And hopefully he does well. But I just can't do it anymore. He lets you up to lay you back down.
We wanted him gone 3 years ago. When teams were looking at him in the Premier League, we had the chance of getting him, but now Water throws a new bloody contract at him.
Yeah, no, I know. Dr. Cox makes a good point here. I've said this a few times. I don't feel like you can actually get away with pretending to be injured. I think the club would just tell you, man up and get playing. But I have said this a lot, Dr. Cox. I say a lot that he gets injured at the most vital times when really, come end of the season when you're wanting him with a bit of pressure, he goes missing. I've got an injury. He don't want to move for me. January comes up. There's a bit of talk. Potentially could move. Gets injured again. It's something I definitely think a lot. I don't think he probably can do that. But I always think it, mate. I always think he's not injured whenever he is.
Well, apparently he got injured during the Blackburn game. I was trying. What did he do to get bloody injured in the Blackburn game? Ran on the pitch. And then
21 minutes. That's all he played. 21 minutes.
Yeah.
He gets injured celebrating that Brentford goal however many years ago. Injured celebrating, like he's just made out of cheese, isn't it? It's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore. Let's see this. Adam says, doing sensible business, get him in on loan with obligations if we go up. As I said, it's a unique offering, same as us, and we'll get you better players. Yeah, that's the way forward, isn't it?
That's the best way to go. Yeah.
Definitely the best way. But yeah, whether we do anything or not, I just don't know. I feel like it's going a bit quiet with. Honestly, I was really hopeful when the window opened that we were going to go out and get Buendia. Honestly, I can't say I didn't come on here and rave about it, but I was like, yeah, we'll get Buendia in January. And
but he's already said he won't drop down, didn't he?
I know. A lot of people.
He was never in my mind, to be honest with you. And no number 10 was in my mind because I said we ain't getting one. Number 10 is the quality we need or a premium. You've got to pay with the odds if you do get him.
And the thing is now, I do think we are looking at a 9, a 10, and maybe a defender because that's been leaked quite a lot now. I do feel like there's definitely some truth in that. But striker-wise, there were that lad in.
This Plymouth fullback, totally unknown, unrespected.
Barley Mumba.
Yeah, that's a total non-event.
You'll remember growing up, Matty. You'll remember growing up what you Samantha Mumba.
Samantha Mumba, the singer,
yeah. Well, that's his relation.
Is it?
Seriously, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, mate, yeah.
Yeah, so his was a totally random link from a absolute nobody online who gets nothing right. So that one will die. I would have liked to go to be honest with you, if we've gone for anyone.
Who, mate? Who was that?
What you get from Plymouth, I wouldn't mind going for him.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's going to go somewhere, though, isn't it? There's a lot of people link with him now around.
Turn
it down, but
it's a Republican Island international, so it must be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, worry for me is Tom Cannon keeps getting mentioned for our rivals, and I really like Tom Cannon. And I know he didn't play well against us when he played for Stoke, but I look at Tom Cannon. I think if he goes to a Sunderland, which they're rumoured to be looking at him as our Sheffield United, that's a hell of a signing for our rivals.
Tonight, it was meant to be on his way to Sheffield United. Meant to have been deal almost done. Sunderland have come in and said, "We'll take him on loan and give you 13 million next season for him."
What's that been confirmed tonight?
That's it's all over Twitter, for that.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, my mate Wayne, who's a Sunderland fan, said that. He said everybody else just wanted a loan with no obligation. Apparently, Sunderland are the only side that are looking, who will put the money on table at the end of the season if they get promoted. Although Sunderland, you'd think, are probably the least likely of the four, but they're in the mix. So I've always said this, Lord. I've always said, as long as you're in the mix, you can strengthen really well in January. I mean, a few weeks ago when Sunderland seemed to be falling away a little bit, now they're back in mix. They can make an offer to one of the top strikers in Championship. They can offer that. There's no, if they don't go up, they don't have to buy him. If they go up, 13 million is a snip in it, as we know. If you go up, so because Sunderland have got bridged that gap now. Now they're a threat. Whereas only 2 or 3 weeks ago, I sort of wrote them off, thought they were on slide. Now everybody, including them, are strengthening, and some really good players. Ben Brayton Diaz, he's linked. Chowdhury, did Chowdhury sign for Sheffield United? Has he actually come down?
No, he hasn't. I was talking to Locks earlier. He hasn't left Leicester yet. Ben Brayton Diaz, Sunderland coming for him, and he said he'll either stay at Southampton or he's going to Sheffield United. He's not going to go anywhere else with Ben Brayton Diaz.
Oh, is he not leaving?
Well, he said it's either he goes to Sheffield United out on loan,
right,
or he stays at Southampton. He's not going to go to anybody else.
Well, if we can't get Tommy Cannon, we can always get Bobby Ball, can't we? So you've got to nice to get one.
Bobby Ball.
Bobby Ball.
Class. Right then, Lord.
Right, look. What did you say? What we score prediction, Lord? 2-0?
2 or 3-0, that'll be,
yeah.
Don't sit on no fence. Is it 2 or is it 3? God damn it.
3, yeah.
All right, 3 then.
3.
Legend. Right then, Lord. Thanks so much, mate.
Cheers.
See you later, buddy. See you later. Let me get through a few of these chats then. Bruised uterus. Lovely. Brad Little says Wendy will come. I think
he won't come.
I think he'd come if we went in seriously, Danny. I think he would come.
He's on 70k a week. We're not going to pay his and Villa want his full wages paying. We're not going to pay his full wages.
Well, they've got some downside at sofa, mate. They have. Lee Radley, always enjoy your video, Matt. And top lad, thank you very much, Lee. Hope you well. Stephen Horseman, if Farker plays Melly on Sunday, the crowd will be making chants when he gets a save right. He should play Darlow. Yeah, I agree, Stephen. It's
he should play Darlow, but he's not gonna.
Yeah, it's too risky for that reason. Imagine if he plays it.
We'll find out. We'll find out Friday when Preston's on, won't we? And we'll see what's happening.
We won't find out on Preston, mate. You know that for a fact.
Well, they will, because the journalists will bring it. Oh, Darlow had a decent game. Is he going to say or not?
He'll pour cold water on it though. He won't give an answer. He'll make you think Melly is starting anyway. But until that team sheet comes out, we won't know, will we? But I do feel like it's a massive mistake. I think it's too soon. I think it's just too soon. Like I say, it only happened last week, mate. It's way too early to be putting him back in there. The pressure. I mean, I go to every game, as you know, at home, and every time their goalkeeper takes a goal kick, mate. Whoa, you shit bastard! I won't be surprised if we do it to Melly. I don't think we will, but yeah, it's one of them. It's just too much of a pressure pot, I think, to put him straight back in. It's a massive worry of mine, and my score prediction and my prediction of who wins that game, then it might hinge on seeing that lineup, because my confidence will go down a hell of a lot if he plays.
I want your score prediction before that game, mate. I'm not having it on day when the lineup's out.
Now, I'm going to say, what do you think I'm going to say, mate? 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-0 Leeds, but if Melier plays, he's probably going to be. I still think we win though. I just think we concede if Mez plays. But yeah, I'm going
2-1 whether we've got Darlow in net or Medley in net.
You think they're good for a goal regardless?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Richard, Sheffield United haven't even signed. No, they haven't. They are linked with him heavily, though. And just in my opinion, I think he does sign there. He played for him before, hasn't he? I think he goes back there and signs for him himself. Yeah, there's no credence to that. It's just my opinion. I think he's going to move. He ain't getting many minutes at Southampton and Sheffield United. They're playing people like Ryan Brewster at a minute. What an upgrade Bamford and Diaz will be for them.
Yeah.
These sides around us are going to strengthen, aren't they? So, too lazy and slow the Leeds born in January. Yeah, it's such a pet of mine, Dr. Cox. It really is. We know the script now. We had an all right window that last season at Premier League, or so we thought, spending all that money on Jorginho, bringing Vober in, and signed the wrong player there, didn't we, as well? Leaving
Gyökeres, we could have had him.
Honestly, mate, the list goes on of who we could have had and should have, would have, could have. We'd actually built one of the best sides in the world, mate, of young talent if we'd have gone for all these players who were linked to it.
Yep.
It shows we were swimming in the right waters, doesn't it? But we just didn't have the balls or the bottle to pull the trigger on a lot of them, unfortunately.
Just didn't have the director of football that had the balls to pull the button.
Yeah, true. Adam, I'm going to call you the voice of reason. A lot of people, Adam, get called the voice of reason on this YouTube scene for Leeds. I'm going to call you the voice of reason. 70k a week is 1.75 for half of the season. It's now to get Buendia in, him and Omobamidele last few days of the window. Adam, you don't even want Omobamidele. You just wanted to see if I could say it. You just got to catch me out.
What it is when we got Manor Solomon, Spurs wanted the 70k. I think he won 70k a week at Spurs, but Leeds ended up getting it down to 50k.
All right.
So,
yeah, well, I think Omobamidele is the one we're looking at. I just feel like it's for next season. I think
that's gone quiet on that one now, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I won't be surprised to see him come though. I think it might be a next season signing that.
I wonder if he played tonight against Liverpool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. Stripper says Mez will start. We all know it. Yes, we do, mate. I'm of that mind. Mark, don't want to see it, but it adds to the Leeds drama. Mickey, it certainly does. Well, Digler says 1-0 Leeds. Melier says 2 pens and scores the winner. Oh, mate, honestly. That'll be some sort of dream where I'd wake up wet from that one, I'm sure of it. We signed Georgie 2 years ago. Yeah, we did, pal. One of them where it took the season after for it to come good, but in the end it worked out for us. We didn't lose no money on him, I don't think, and he moved on and showed what a player he is because he's doing well now at Brighton, isn't he? Yeah. Just that season we signed in that January window, it just weren't what we needed. We needed a striker, and we went out and got somebody who weren't a striker, as we normally do.
Yep.
Leighton Orient and Derby on penalties. Wilco White's Sean. Go check him out, Wilco White's. Go see Sean over there, please. If Mez is in goal and Sheffield Wednesday have more than 3 shots on target, they score. Well, and that's just based from the statistics behind it, pal. You've told me, on average, 3 shots equals a goal with Melier in net, and that's just not good enough. It never has been.
Let's just hope they don't get anywhere near box have 3 shots.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Ellen Road, we're very good at keeping them at bay, aren't we? We've seen that all season. It's been very rare that a side's got in behind more than a couple of times. So, sell Vober in this window. Ooh, Dr. Cox, that's a statement. Sell Vober. How do you feel about Vober?
I'd sell him.
Why?
Well, he's injury prone at the minute. He had that knee operation, then they're saying he might end up having another knee operation on it.
Really? I thought he just had a knock.
No, his knee keeps swelling up after each game.
Ah, you bugger. Well, they're not going to be able to sell him then, are they? That's a shame.
Well, you just say to him, he's the best player in the world. He's got no injuries. Get gone.
For what we've seen of him, though, when he's come back this season, I've been quite happy with him. But apart from the whole game when he were out with us a few times, he's actually been a solid player. Yeah, I can hear that. I don't know what it is. There is some weird noise coming from one of you lads. I don't know what it is. It's at your mic, isn't it? Your mic.
See if that works any better.
When you talk, it's a bit of an echo when you talk, but I keep thinking your TV's on, to be honest. But yeah.
TV's on, but there's no volume on it.
If you start paying massive wages, it'll harm the team's togetherness. Yeah, I agree with that too, Banana. I do. You can't go out there and buy an absolute worldie at this level, can you? Pay top money. It'll definitely cause an unrest in the dressing room, which I sort of understand. Omobamidele not in the Forest squad tonight. There you go, Danny.
Could happen then.
Yeah, strange audio sound. I don't know what it is, to be fair. Let me just unplug my mic a minute.
I'll speak, see if it's me.
Hello?
Hello?
I think it's me, but it only does it when you're on. When you're not on, it doesn't do it. Every time I have you on, I always think you're watching TV, and I'm just too nervous to ask you to turn it from
No, I always turn TV down, and I would thing in that background. It's no good having background noise.
No, yeah, it's definitely me. As I'm speaking, I can hear it, but we've been going an hour. I put up with it for a little bit longer, then we'll be done. Testing.
In the nobody else coming in to give the views or what?
No, there isn't, mate. It's quiet one tonight. Sean's sat waiting. I'm going to bring Sean back in now.
Yeah, bring him back in. He's got no friends, so we'll have him.
Sean. Well, it's very evident that my mic's making some awful noises. So, for the next 5 minutes, you two can have a little chinwag.
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Come on.
Jesus Christ.
There's 30 people watching. I don't want to see it drop below 25 or I'm sacking you both. My friends.
What do you want to talk about, Sean? Winding up Joe?
Oh, that's too easy. But lately he's getting to me as well, so
yeah.
he's had to get a bit to me lately, but I think he's figured out me as well. So
well, I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Sean. What got you into Leeds United?
Would have been my dad. My dad was a massive Leeds fan. My brother was a massive Leeds fan. So I would have been watching a lot of the. Me and brother started watching the old 92, 93 video, and 91, 92 I won the league and stuff like that. Like, the will go. So I'd been about 3 or 4 of them from his period. I just fell in love with it. Like, absolutely fell in love with it.
I was 11.
Wallace and stuff.
When we won the title and went on the bus thing, I was 11-year-old now. I was climbing traffic lights in Leeds City Square. Bunking off school.
Yeah. Great days. Like, yeah.
No, I don't, Sean. I don't have an echo button on my mic. And I normally don't have any issue. I think it's level at least on screen, if I'm honest. Never happens.
So yeah, that's how I got into Leeds.
I got into Leeds by my dad as well. 5-year-old telling me stories that one European night started off in Scratching Shed and ended up in Cop. There were that many people in there.
Yeah.
He just got shuffled round and good European nights and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
class.
Yeah, that could have helped me as well when that whole O'Leary team, you know what I mean? So I was been about 8 or 9 then. So I was right at that time, you know what I mean, where I was getting into football. And watching a lot of all the Champions League matches with my dad and stuff. Watching me boy score that great goal against AC Milan.
You were watching them. You were watching them on. You were watching them on your TV show, and I were at the games.
Yeah, I would love to have been at it. You know what I mean?
Some right atmospheres them nights.
Yeah.
Too right. Right. Well, Sean, I'm gonna have to kick you back out again for a minute because Richie's just popped in.
No problem. Well,
yeah, Sean, mate.
In a bit.
Thanks, mate. Richie.
Yeah, it's good to kick him out, isn't it?
Say that audio's doing my head, not gonna lie, mate. But yeah, what can we talk about?
I'd say Mr. Wayneman would love to kick him a couple of times too, but he won't stand with that. Even Danny, how are you?
Matty, see if it's doing it now. I've taken mine out. Is it doing it now?
Hello? Nope, it's absolutely fine now, Paul.
That's better.
It's absolutely fine. Is it your headset?
It was your fault, Danny, all along.
That'll be mine, yeah.
Yeah, just stick at that. That's miles better. After all, there you go. It won't me. Happy days. Look at that. An hour and 4 minutes in with finally no echo.
Yeah.
You're a bugger, Danny. You're a bugger.
Echo.
There you go. Look. There you go.
Look at the smiley head of him. He did it deliberately.
Adam, it's
only joking, Danny.
Only joking. Like yeah, there you go. Happy days. Right, Richie, how are you doing, mate?
Well, we're all right, Danny. And Matty. Sorry. Yeah, Presser's going to be interesting on Friday. Because he kind of he gave it to Melier. And I know you're convinced he'll put him back in, and I was kind of too, Danny. But I'm just thinking, was he kind of taking a lot of the pressure off Darlow to see how he went, and then kind of going to make a decision? Like, has he changed his mind during the week? Because he could have. It's unlikely that he will, but he may have changed his mind on him.
I'm like Matty. I'm like Matty. If he wasn't going to put Meslier back in, he wouldn't have taken him to the. He wouldn't have had him on bench against Harrogate.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I get that. It was the perfect chance to put Cairns on the bench, like. But good to see Schmidt.
Yep.
Gulavogi doesn't have any pace, but probably at 35 or 6 years of age, that's probably to be expected. Like, you know, he was probably a little bit of a fish out of water. I heard Lockie say that when he played at the back before, or Andre, I think, said last night that when he played at the back before, he played in a 3. So, like, he's probably never been the quickest anyway. So, and
it'll be good to play against Millwall Cup though, against their big tall defender. I'd have Gilavogi playing then because can mark him out game.
I was disappointed, like you said, Matty DeBio was on the program. Kind of disappointed he didn't make the squad.
Yeah.
Because what I would say is the likes of Crew and Chambers, we've seen him. We haven't seen that of DeBio. It just would have been interesting to see him, how he would have got on against the team at that level. And what it might have done, it might have given us an idea as to if we're going to loan him out, where kind of his level would be. In that, is he kind of League 2 or is he League 1? I think he's overage for 21's football. So if he is, like, he's as well to go to League 1 or League 2 for the end of the season, see how he gets on, and kind of let's have a look. There's no, because he's with Gruev back and Firpo back, like, you know, they're not getting anywhere close.
I agree. I sort of thought, Richie, with him not being in matchday squad at all, it'd be similar to Charlie Crew and Gelder. I sort of thought this week he'd go out, but we haven't heard anything about him potentially leaving, have we? So maybe it was just a case of, like I said before in my preview, he probably went strong for the one reason, which was he couldn't afford another bad game or a bad result. But
the other thing then is that if he was capable, then we could have said, okay, well then he is a definite cover at right centre back, and we don't have to be looking. So you kind of answer those two questions as to what level he's at, and is he up to it, or is he not? And you know, do we let him go? So personally, I have no issues in regards to cover at right centre back for obviously we know Ampadu can play there. Byram can fill in there as well.
Gilavogi can't.
But hey, listen, we learned that, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know it was only a cup game, but there was a few things that we did learn.
That's fair,
Schmidt, by all intents and purposes, played well. I didn't see it now. Fucking BBC iPlayer is a pain in the arse. And then up front, like Bamford injured again. The thing about 9s and 10s getting them in, like, you know, even if you're getting someone in, how much game time are they actually going to get as well?
Yeah,
you know, he's like he's probably going to stick with Joseph and Pirro. So I know you say unless one of them gets injured, but the likelihood is if they don't, then and you bring someone in, like in regards to the quality that you want to bring in. If you want to bring in a good quality, you have to guarantee minutes. We know he doesn't guarantee minutes. They have to get up to speed. So potentially by the time they get up to speed, like I would agree with you, Matty. Buendia would be, you know, the marquee sign in the statement to say 100%. We're going for this. But the more I keep thinking about it, the more I think he probably wouldn't drop Aronson for him if he was fit.
I agree. I actually agree.
The one thing though I would say is, and probably where we can work around this is particularly on the Aronson side, is that if he does get injured, I'd probably say we're looking at a change of system, either to 4-3-3 or even 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Whether it be, you know, playing the two up front or whatever it would be. Bamford probably will come back at some point in regards to cover. So maybe actually our strikers are probably better in a pair. You know?
I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see that. Be that Joffy goes out on loan to Hull and he scores 10 or 15, like, you know.
And we want that to happen as well, don't we, mate? But it could easily happen. I think it's a great loan for Joffy, to be fair. But I like what you said there, Rich. I really like how you said in that game, you know, you could have learnt more with playing certain players, but like you say, there was some stuff we did learn when you learned about Gilavogi. You know, I quite like that point. I never really thought of it like that. I've been sort of saying, oh, well, Gilavogi can't play there, but he's learned that now, and we now know that don't work. And maybe that means we've got to look in the January window by finding these questions out, you know, these answers out to these questions. It's fair.
Yeah, we've like the 5th round cup game is kind of a no-lose game. So, I mean, you can have another look at the likes of Schmidt and Gulavogi, and if even if DeBio is still around, I mean, it's probably a game you could say that you can have a look at him and kind of see where he's at, or give him some sort of game time and kind of learn something about him, even in regards to planning for next season. Because if he is going to stay around, there's no point in him sitting on the bench, maybe not being eligible for 21's football, like I said, and then not getting any game time. Like, it's a perfect game for guys like him if they're hanging around him or Chambers or whoever might be staying, to get an opportunity, because there's kind of nothing to lose. Now, if you got a Prem side at home, we all know that would have been different. But
yeah, of course,
going out in the 5th round.
DeBayo.
I mean, we've got everyone talks about love-hate relationships. We've got a hate-hate relationship with the FA Cup.
Yeah, we have, mate.
73. Like, the only good FA Cup moment we've had probably since winning it in 72 is Beckford's goal at Old Trafford. Like.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone else was.
DeBayo can play in the under-21s. He's only 18.
Oh, well then.
All he is?
Yeah.
Christ.
This is what I'm saying. If Fark's not going to give him chances,
yeah,
they're not even playing in under-21s.
That's criminal.
He probably should be playing 21s then.
He should be.
Like, in regards to, there's probably no need for a guy like him to go out on loan if he's eligible for 21s football. Then Joffy is different because he's not. But
Charlie Crew wasn't even in 21s neither. He was just as the backup.
The bar with Charlie Crew is an awful lot higher, and that he's been selected for Wales senior international squad, so his bar is probably a little bit higher.
Yeah,
so that's now look. That's why I put that in the chat and asked the question: was he eligible? If he is eligible for 21s, then at least he's going to play 21s football. He's not going to be sitting on his thumbs hanging around the place. And there's nothing worse than, like, I know Farke works with a tight squad. We saw it with Bielsa worked with a tight squad. There's nothing worse than guys sitting around not playing and getting angsty and then upsetting the whole apple cart. So, like, it's very much as well about the characters. If you're going to bring someone in, it's about the characters. Like, you bring in like the Gulavogi one.
I agree.
They really sat down as a free agent because, like, firstly it was Kouate, and then it was someone else. I can't think. The rumors going around, and no one kind of saw this, but.
Yeah.
Now that we're seeing the type of character that he is, he's exactly kind of what we needed.
100%.
100%. So,
maybe
it's a case that if something does happen, that there is there's a plan in regards to they've dipped into the free agent market before. They found someone decent of a good character. Maybe that if something does happen, it's an avenue to be looking at again as to who's available on it. If you need someone as a striker or a 10 to have a list of 1 or 2 guys who are probably at that level, as opposed to trying to jump in the rat race and kind of see whatever. Like, Sheffield United haven't signed Brereton Diaz yet.
No, they haven't.
Deal for him, And if Plymouth are going to sell the likes of Whittaker or whatever, they may as well just sign their relegation papers now. Like, what's the point in leaving him go? Given what he did on Saturday at Brentford, if they can get that out and they have a chance of staying up. Like,
I think they need the money for transfers from it. So, what they get money for him, they could get 2 or 3 players in.
Yeah, I mean, I like, in regards to transfers, Danny, if they can stay up as opposed to dropping down, I would say that's more as much to them. But
I agree.
Hey, look, you could be right.
It's going to be interesting to see what we do now, isn't it? Because obviously we're motoring on now, middle of Jan. The rumours
very little.
Very little. I mean, the ones that we had last few days, Latilla, that's not happening. Omobadeli is probably not going to happen this window. I don't see many credible ones at the minute that I look at and go, that's a potential. Whereas the other sides around us, they are all potentially, decent transfers that could happen. Ours just seems a little bit pie in the sky at the minute. And do you think we'll even ask for bringing anyone in, or do you think it's just we're moving silence? Don't we? We do.
It's like I said. If you bring someone in, are you going to get, are they going to get on, or are we going to get the full benefit kind of straight away? Are they going to get rolling quickly? And the whole character thing as well. Could they come in and upset the whole apple cart and then everything goes to pot? Like, so that's kind of, it's a concern. Like, I've been watching. Like, I watched the final word with Joe last night, and I saw Andre and Lockie saying, "We want this, we want this, we want this." And then I watched Connor last night on his show, and he had David Brown on with him, and they were kind of saying, well, really probably all we need to strengthen is as a keeper, because the guy's been letting the goals in everywhere else. We're kind of okay. So there's kind of there's two different sides to it in regards to what really you should do. Your top now, should you go out and reaffirm that, or should you kind of hold and stick with what you have? And it is kind of hard to know kind of what to do. And the only worry I'd have is that to bring in the quality that's better, potentially you're looking at a higher level. They're either young kids and potentially going to have to guarantee minutes, or they're better, so they would expect to play. And I just can't see him dropping Aronson for anyone,
I agree.
So that's kind of what I'm resigned to now at this stage, So like he's made potentially his bet on Meslier, and he's sticking with Aronson. So like, whether we like it or hate it, this is what the manager's doing. So kind of on his head be it, and for want of a better word.
100%. And you know what it is? If he hadn't made that mistake against Hull, mate, I know he did it once against Sunderland, but no one thought we were going to replace him in January the window. We probably wouldn't be speaking about the keeper. We'd all be talking about the 9 and the 10. But within those four walls, wherever they have these meetings at Ellen Road or Thorpe Park, they're going to be talking, mate. They're going to be looking at the stats and going, "We scored most goals. We're top of league. Do we really need a striker? Do we really need a 10? Because all the stats are saying we're getting, we're doing fine in that. All these people that say we're too defensive, we play too passive. Yeah, to the eye test at times, in spells we can do, but we also play good football. We also have a lot of chances, and we also score a lot of goals. So where's the problem, really? I think it's more just the fear of last season, the fear of years gone by. Standing still, you're not moving forward while you're standing still, and everyone else seems to be passing us. But are they going to pass us if we don't strengthen? There's no fact or rhyme or reason to that. That's not a definite. Are we good enough right now? Potentially, we're getting a lot of players back from injury. Like I say, we sort of, only issue is he only plays Aronson in 10, even though I think other people can play there. Not everyone does. That's fine. And we've only really got Pinto as a 9. An injury to both of them positions, if not one of them at least, then we're struggling. But are they going to make signings just in case we have an injury? I don't think they'll do that, as you've sort of touched on. They aren't going to bring people in for the sake of it. Yeah. And if they're confident they've got the right men now to do it, which the stats back it up, they probably won't.
This is the whole circus in regards to how important it is to go up this season with everything that we know about parachute payments and all of that kind of stuff. It's crucial that we get up. So the fan base is kind of torn between the two as to what way it should go. And like everyone's kind of on a tilt table this season in regards to it going drastically right or wrong, and because we saw what happened last year. So the whole fear is that it turns into that again, and we're set back 20 years. So we don't.
Can I just reply to that comment you just put up there, saying Meslier cost us goals? How many goals was attackers cost us not scoring?
Yeah, I feel like it's different that though.
Yeah, well, the concessions are much more obvious, Danny.
Yeah, I think it's a bit different.
Yeah, no, but still, we have 20 shots on goal. We have 20 shots, 5 on goal. If we did half of them 20 shots on goal, we'd probably score more goals.
Yeah, well, there's definitely the Joseph one against Burnley, isn't there?
That's the one that stands out, isn't it, mate? Yeah. We'll always remember that. That he gets that, it's at least a point. He maybe change his game and we're going to win that game. But other than that. Yeah, Portsmouth as well first game, but they haven't beat as many as
let's not we can have a go at Mez, but he was important against Borough at home, wasn't he?
Probably his best game this season. Probably his best game.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the cup game was good in that it gave him a chance to reset and refocus. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what way it goes. I would probably think he comes back in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But look, it is another derby, and it's important that he plays well. But I'd say that's the way with them. You'll get a run of 4 or 5 games, and then something will happen, and it might go again, and then you might get another 4 or 5. So it's just a case of keeping it simple with him, and if he can keep 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clean sheets, and kind of keep going, then I think we should be all right. But I don't have any issues kind of with Darlow either. I think someone said about because we're so dominant, distribute. I think Sean said, or someone said it about, it's not really a huge issue as to whether how good or bad he is with his feet. There's probably enough guys in front of him, or probably an awful lot better. So,
I agree.
We'll see. Sunday we're going to learn as to which goalkeeper he's backing, and kind of then you move on from that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Adam says we have 5 months or whatever it is to focus on to get promoted. That's all that matters. If we can strengthen this Jan market, then you strengthen. But it really is that simple. Yeah, I get that, mate.
Yeah, I know. Like, I understand in regards to getting bodies in and strengthening and whatever. But there's no point in bringing in bodies and then having the Jed Spence situation that we had last year in regards to potentially him. Now, look, this is what was said. It's obviously we haven't seen that kind of happen at Spurs this year. So obviously he's not that bad of an egg, but it just for whatever reason it didn't seem to work. Whether and those are a combination of things. Whether it's a case of you pick up an early injury, you're trying to build momentum, and then something else happens. That can get frustrating. So, like the same could happen to Solomon if he hadn't picked up his form, after he came back from that injury. Like, it took him a while to build into it. And if you kind of start building and break down, building and break down, building and break down,
Before you get off, mate, can I get your thoughts on Willing Onto at the minute? How are you feeling about the Saudi bid or not Saudi bid?
Yeah, my take on that, firstly, I don't read anything into Saudi because Saudi is kind of the retirement home, so it just wouldn't make any sense for a guy like him. Like he's itching to get a move, I'd say, back to Italy if he can.
Yeah.
Because if he's playing Serie A football in Italy, then he's right front and centre of the national manager, and that's really where he wants to be. I think I've said it before, generally in January he's tended to play well. Like last season, you remember, I think Jan James's form went off and he got
did. Yeah.
And he got that goal at Bristol City and he kind of built on that through.
Yeah.
And if you remember as well, when he scored at United and that Cardiff goal, goals were both in January. So I was kind of hoping his form might pick up. Maybe it picks up on Sunday and he kind of goes on a bit of a run. And if he does, then he probably gets himself back into the team. But you're kind of hoping with hope. He's mixed the good and the bad. And the way I would look at the wingers is that it's very, to me anyway, the way it works is it's very much a shootout between James and Ramazani on one side and Solomon and Nanto on the other, and that they both kind of pair up well in against each other, and that both Ramazani and James are lightning quick. But then you've got the more intricate trickery of Solomon and Nanto as a pair as to which the two is kind of playing better on the left to cut in.
Yeah.
So, so look, we'll see what happens. Hoping that Ramazani can kind of keep going. Maybe James is starting to kind of to fall off a little bit. So going to be interesting over the next couple of weeks to see kind of what way that one goes, one or the other.
It's good with wingers, isn't it?
It's important that you have a lightning quick player on one side anyway, at least.
It's good with wingers how we haven't got two really good wingers and two of lesser quality. They're actually probably all similar in terms of how good they are, how good the highly ceiling is, and what they can offer. It's just at the minute two are in form and two are, and that's pretty much it. And I say one, I don't like to say two aren't because Ramazani's hasn't been fit.
It's probably three.
Yeah,
three are probably there or thereabouts, but one, seems to be up. But look, again, like I said, Nanto scores on Sunday, and then potentially the whole thing changes again. Like, if he goes and picks up a winner or whatever it will be, So just have to wait and see. Like his game time is going to be limited if his form doesn't improve. So, like he needs to play well. And if he's not doing it, and potentially if he's not getting goals, like goals are things that are going to, get him back in the team. So, and he, we know he's a good striker of the ball and he can finish. So,
just need to see it now, don't we, Paul?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I mean, he mentioned in the press conference last week that he's an option at 9 as well. Like, so
I know that was wild, but he can play down.
Hey, look, it is what it is, So look, we'll see.
Score prediction for Wednesday. For the Wendy's.
Got 2-0.
Yeah, same as me, Richard.
Danny. So.
Yeah.
Will we be able to cancel Bamford's contract in the summer?
Yeah.
We get mutual agreement on him, yeah? Think we'll get him out the door?
You think?
Despite the fact that his wages will be bumped up if we go back up.
Yeah, because
I think he could be hard to shift now if his wages go back up.
I do.
It's a lot cheaper for him to do it. We will need to go to the 18 months.
It will be, but you know what it is? It's
they have 12 months left in the summer, won't he?
It's a year.
One more
year left, yeah.
But it's his only chance, Richie, to play Premier League football, staying at Leeds, isn't it? It's his only chance. He's only going down, next season he'll be in Championship at best.
But I don't think he's up to Premier League football.
Me neither, but he won't think. I don't think. Do you think as a professional footballer he thinks he's as shite as we do? Or do you think he probably does? Because I don't think he will do, mate. They all have egos.
Look, he had his best season behind closed doors. It's as simple as that. Like,
he did.
So, I mean, he's, in many ways, he's probably only a reserve team player, but that's a bit harsh.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole anyway.
No.
I'll be going more than Fergie time. I'll be going, yeah.
But yeah, no, if we could get him off the books in the summer, that'd be huge. Like
massive, man.
I'd love to get him off the books now, but we can't. So, but I have a funny feeling he might decide to play stick or twist with us on that, given his money and everything else. He's probably one now where Saudi'd be the right job for him in the summer.
Yeah, because he's probably the only place who can match his wages. Because no one else in England can. They'll match his wages. We'll give you however much you want a week. Just come and play over here.
Which for 70,000 a week is 140 grand because he gets a tax free. Like
Ronaldo's on £3 million a week over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, sure. Ronaldo's probably on 10 million a game, like so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right then, Richie. I'm gonna love you and leave you.
It was nice to see Art. Did you see the video clip of Archie actually on Sunday at Tamworth? No.
Yeah.
Oh, with the fans.
Away.
Yeah, what a guy! What a guy! Yeah. Lovely of him, mate. Lovely of him. He's that kind of guy. He's a Leeds lad, isn't it? It's what we do.
And he said, he was saying to the kid, "Are you sure I can keep the scarf?" Like,
it's so cute, man. Yeah, good lad. He's a good lad.
Yeah.
Right then, my mate. Take care, Richie.
No,
have a good rest of your week.
See you guys. All the best.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Richie. Bye, mate. Bye. Right, and Danny, just about going to wrap this up. So
I'll just reiterate for that young lad, Matty, those that want in chat before.
Yeah, go on then, mate, before I end it.
Jaden Bamford, 10-year-old boy, sadly passed away in December. His dad will be at the game on Sunday and wants Leeds fans on the 10th minute to shout, do, Jaden Bamford. So if we could all do that, or whatever you do if you watch it on TV, do it in your mouth.
I'm sure they'll have it on screen as well, and I'm sure it'll be rang nice and loud round Ellen Road, as it always is. So before I go, shout out to my sponsor, O'Reilly's Autographs. Please check them out. Memorabilia, all signed and bought and what have you, by Casey himself. Decent lad. Everything comes with a signed certificate of authentication. I can't really pronounce that word. But yeah, all comes with decent gear. Please go check him out. If you use the code Final Pint, get 10% off any order you get. He's got all sorts. I've got loads of stuff behind me, signed by Radamy, signed by Joseph. Tomorrow. What's that, mate?
I'm ordering from there tomorrow.
What are you getting?
I've seen signed Leeds shirt, but I don't know which one to get. There's a couple that I want.
Oh, good lad. Yeah, he's got loads, mate. He goes with kids. It's his side hustle, his side hobby. Really nice lad. Keep it in Leeds community. You want any signed memorabilia, go check out O'Reilly's Autographs on Instagram. Give him a message, and he does raffles. He does all sorts. He's currently raffling off signed Ampadu boots for, I think, £3 or £4 a ticket. With only 15 people in the draw, so I don't know if that's gone now, but he does little quirky little things like that as well. So bear that in mind. Just a quick one. I'm thinking before I go, just let me know in chat. It might not interest many people, but I spoke to Danny about it. Obviously, a lot of people who are in my chat now have been long sufferers or long admirers of this channel. A lot of names coming all the time. I'm thinking about going live tomorrow. As some of you will know, I have a section of this channel devoted to mental health. It's called Ups and Downs. I've got 2 episodes on. I did my first one right back when I started that first month. I think it ended my first month on here, so a few months back. Then a month later, I did one with Evie from Discourse of Peacocks, which were brilliant. If you haven't seen it and it interests you in mental health and general well-being and things like that, go watch that. It's sat in my library list, and it's a really good watch. I really enjoyed that one. But I'm thinking about going live tomorrow, doing a bit of an Ups and Downs live about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So it might not be for everyone, so I'm just sort of letting you know I will be putting a thumbnail out and a reminder for people tomorrow about going live at 10 o'clock. But it is it's going to have Leeds bits in it as well. We'll have a chat. I aren't bringing no guests on. I just sort of want to have a touch on, mental health in general. It's middle of January. It's tough. We all peaked in at Christmas. I've had a few days lately outside channel that, you know, feel a bit down. Work's getting me down a little bit. Money's tight. It's January. It's not the best. I sort of want to come on here and just waffle because it makes me feel good. So it might not be for everyone tomorrow because it's not really just Leeds United based. It's mental health based, and you know, it's not a massive part of this channel, but it's a massive part of me. And I'll always dedicate a section of my channel to talking about it. So yeah, if you're in chat now and you're watching this later, you're watching it tomorrow, bear it in mind. It might not be for you. But if it is, and you want to have a little light-hearted chat about some deep subjects, I'll try not to make it too deep. We'll try and, you know, I try and see the light of the world, and I'm glass half full kind of guy, but I've had my moments like a lot of us have. But yeah, I'll stop waffling on now, but that'll be tomorrow's live. But yeah, it'd be nice if some of you drop in and put some comments in, and we'll see how it goes. We'll just play it by ear, shall we say. But yeah, that's me. Please stick a like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Sorry, Danny's earpiece ruined first hour. I didn't even notice it was that bad, and then after about 50 minutes, I was like, I couldn't for first half hour or so. Then as it got to 50 minutes, I could hear it, but then it was like got really bad all of a sudden. Don't know why. And then obviously a few people started mentioning it, but there you go. You need no headset. You can't buy no memorabilia tomorrow, mate. You need no headset.
Okay.
You have to get both then now, mate. You have to get both. But yeah, Ina says rest in peace, Jaden. Top man, I'll be there, Matt. I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for everyone who's been in. I like doing these. 800 subscribers today. Absolutely mental. Can't actually believe there's that many people that watch this. Thank you so much.
And so if you haven't done it already, go follow Sean at Wilco White.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, we're all in it together. Go follow these. You know my regulars. You know people I hang with. So yeah, go check them out as well. Much appreciated. But yeah, thanks a lot. Like I say, I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. If you want to drop in. If you don't, that's fine. Have a great rest of your week, guys. And yeah, we'll hone in on the weekend for Wednesday. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. See you all later. Bye bye. Thanks for everyone who come on as well. Much appreciated.